Good morning, church family. We're going to do something a little bit different today because of us being out. But we're going to go over what I would have done in church, which is the story of Ahab's zeal against the house of Ahab as ordered by Elijah. So let's take just a minute to pray over it first. Father, thank you so much for allowing us to look into your word. Even though we're not in the church, we're sitting at home, does not keep us from being able to look into your word and try to get understanding from it. So we thank you for this and be with us as we go through this sermon today. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Kings, 2 Kings 10, 8 through 35. Then the messenger came and told him, saying, They have brought the heads of the king's sons. And he said, Lay them in 2 heaps at the entrance of the gate until morning. Okay, so what are we talking about? A message went out to all the towns that if you have the sons of the kings and you keep them safe, then you're siding with Ahab, and we're going to come to your city to get you. So these great men that were holding the sons of Ahab killed the sons of Ahab themselves and sent their heads to the king, to Jehu. So it was that in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, he's telling the people what I've done. You are righteous. Indeed, I conspired against my master, he's talking about Ahab, and killed him. But who are these? He's pointing to the heads on the ground. Know that nothing shall fall to the earth of the word of the Lord, which the Lord has spoken concerning the house of Ahab. And he's saying, who are these? Who are these? Who killed these people? Well, these were the other towns killed them. I didn't go out to each town and kill these sons. These were done by other towns who followed the word of the Lord as I am doing. Know that nothing shall fall to the earth of the word of the Lord, which the Lord has concerning the house of Ahab. For the Lord has done what he spoke to his servant Elijah. So Jehu killed all those remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel. So he's in Jezreel and he's wiping out all the house of Ahab, all his great men, all his chosen acquaintance, all the priests, until none remained. Okay. And he arose and he departed and he went to Samaria. So that is the great city. So he's headed to the city of the land, the capital. And on his way at Beth Ekel of the shepherds, Jehu met the brothers of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, Who are you? And they answered, We are the brothers of Ahaziah. We have come down to greet the sons of the king and the sons of the queen mother. And he said, Take them alive. So they took them alive and they killed them at the well of Beth Ekel. You can actually see pictures of that well they're talking about. 42 men, and he left none of them. And now he departed from there, and he met Jehoiada, the son of Rechel, coming to meet him, and he greeted to him and he said, Is your heart right as my heart towards your heart? And Jehoiada answered, It is. So he knew that he had a confidant in this man who also loved the Lord and was going to do what the Lord said for him to do. And Jehu said, if you give me your hand, and he gave him his hand, and he took him up with him into the chariot. And he said, come with me and see the zeal for the Lord. So Jehu is stating this, man, I have a zeal to do what the Lord has said. Come with me and help me. So they had him ride in his chariot. And when he had come to Samaria, he killed all that remained of Ahab in Samaria until he destroyed them, according to the word of the Lord, which was spoken by Elijah. So all this was prophesied that this was going to happen by Elijah. Then Jehu gathered all the people together, and Ahab served Baal and said to them, Ahab served Baal a little. Jehu will serve him much. So he's now lying to the people, deceiving them. Now therefore call to me all the prophets of Baal, all his servants, and all the priests. Let no one be missing, for I have a great sacrifice for Baal, and whoever is missing shall not live. So they gathered all these people across the land who served Baal to have a big, huge meeting. But Jehu acted deceptively with the intent of destroying the worshippers of Baal. And Jehu said, proclaim a solemn assembly for Baal. So they proclaimed it. Then Jehu sent throughout Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left who did not come. So they came into the temple of Baal, and the temple of Baal was full from one end to the other. Now you can see a picture of Baal and what we're talking about in the pictures that I'm going to show. And he said to one of the in charge of the wardrobe, bring vestments out for all the worshippers of Baal. So they brought out vestments for them, and Jehu and Jehoiada, the son of Rechab, went into the temple of Baal and said to the worshippers, search and see that no servant of the Lord is here with you, but only the worshippers of Baal. So now he's making a separation between the Baal worshippers and the worshippers of the Lord. And they went in and they offered sacrifices and burnt offerings. Now Jehu had it appointed for himself 80 men on the outside, and had said, if any of the men whom I have brought into your hands escape, whoever lets him escape, it shall be his life for the life of the other. So he said, don't let these people get away. We're going to destroy them. That is your job. You are my warriors. You're here to destroy them. If you let them escape, then you're forfeiting your life. And now it happened that as soon as they had made an offering, now it happened as soon as he had made an end of offering and burnt offerings, that Jehu said to the guard and to the captains, go in and kill them. Let no one come out. And they killed them with the edge of the sword. And then the guard and all the officers threw them out, and they went into the inner room of the temple of Baal, and they brought out the sacred pillars of the temple of Baal, and they burned them. And they broke down the sacred pillar of Baal, and they tore down the temple of Baal, and made it a refuge dump to this day. That's where all the trash is thrown. Thus Jehu destroyed Baal from Israel. So he completed two of the things the Lord wanted done. One, get rid of the house of Ahab. Totally destroy, get rid of it. Two, he destroyed the Baal worshippers. But now here's the downside. However, Jehu did not turn away from the sin of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin, in that the golden calves that were in Bethel and Dan. So we still had the golden calves thing going on. And the Lord said to Jehu, because you have done well in doing what is right in my sight, I have done to the house of Ahab all that was in my heart. So God commended him for totally following his orders and not letting any of it fall. Your son shall sit on the throne of Israel to the fourth generation. But Jehu took no heed to walk in the law of the Lord and the God of Israel with all his heart, for he did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, who had made Israel sins. He kept serving the calves, and he wouldn't let the people go to Jerusalem to worship. Those were his sins. Now, he did enough that God let his son to 4 generations sit on the throne of Israel before he started taking it away. In those days, the Lord began to cut off parts of Israel. He started reducing it. Now, there's a picture I'm going to put up here of Zeal, who came in and started conquering the land. And you can see that he conquered kind of the center of Israel. And Zeal conquered them in all the territory of Israel, from Jordan east, all the land of Gilead, Gad, Reuben, and Manasseh, from Aurora, which is by the river Arnon, including Gilead and Bashan. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did and all his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Israel? So he's getting to the end of his life, and what he did for the Lord, he did good, but he didn't do all good. So the Lord did let him have a blessing, but at the same time, he started taking parts of Israel away from that country and away from those kings. So Jehu rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria. Then Jehoahaziah, his son, reigned in his place, and the period of Jehu reign over Israel in Samaria was 28 years. And that ends the life of Jehu, which was still called a servant of the Lord. He wasn't a perfect servant of the Lord. None of us are perfect, but he did do what God asked him to do and what Elijah had said. So this is going to conclude this message. I want to pray us out and thank you for watching it and listening and spend a little time in the Lord's Word. Jesus, thank you so much for this message. Thank you for the words you have. Thank you for the example of how we're to serve you. Not a little bit, but all the way. And when we serve you all the way, you bless us. But when you serve us part of the way, you may bless us, but you're not going to bless us continually. So we thank you for this in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.